I'll call them. Look, it's nice. Look at the red circles on me. Perfect.
If you want favour, put that in your freezer for like a minute.
Do you want a rock hard iced cold water?
Yeah, put it on the table.
Bring it back there. Got more on. Forgot
As for more.
Alright. You ready?
Yeah.
This YouTube thing. How the fuck are we starting it? Right. Where to begin, yeah? So it's my name's Ghost. What's your name? Alias.
Oh yeah.
Eddie at the head. Right. This is just a quick introduction, quick run through of what's been happening, majority in my life and somewhat yours, isn't it?
I feel like how can we do a fake video?
What?
I don't know, because that's what I was here.
What?
I'm going to cut that off from it.
Right, yeah. So
It's the first minute, so I'm getting used to it.
I don't know what else. Quick introduction, yeah.
How do we act on camera then?
Just act normal, be yourself. Don't betray to be someone you're not.
No, I mean...
I was being me.
I'm just
Being a
trying
bit more out there, confident.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's after? Anyways, yo, it's Ghost and Eddie Ed.
Yeah, hello.
Quick introduction, first video. I've never done a video before.
No.
Of stuff that's happened in our lives, paranormal wise, alien based majority of alien UFO based.
Mm-hmm.
This is awkward because it's the first fucking video in it, but you know what? It is what it is. Hopefully we'll get more confident, more videos to do. Anyways, quick introduction. So the video's not going to be too long, 10-15 minutes maybe, of what's happened throughout. I'm 26 years old and it's been happening since, I believe, 5 years old, 4 or 5. And I'll try to talk more slow because I know I talk really quick. Anyways, 5 years old, well actually, the amount of times I know for definite I've been abducted is, so when I was 5, when I was 14, and twice when I was 18, so that's 4 times.
Yeah.
Definite I was abducted. 5 years old, silly as it sounds, but unless it sounds mad and crazy or straight up bullshit. But I remember, I don't remember being any beings or aliens or UFOs. I remember just being on the moon, and it sounds silly, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking down towards Earth. It sounds stupid, but it is the truth.
Crazy shit happens.
Crazy shit does happen there. I don't remember anything after that for years till I was I was 14 years old, and this was in the summer of June to July, August, so after 3 months in 2009. Every night from 10 PM onwards, seeing countless UFOs, every night, all the time.
Yeah.
There was...
Well, just pause there for a minute.
Yeah, go on.
Anyway, in
I'm just going, you keep talking and stuff.
when you were 14,
Yeah.
when you were telling me that you were seeing UFOs and... Yeah, I know, UFO and the crazy world. But anyway,
No, because you know what, we live in... Go on, sorry.
yeah,
What are they now? Pentagon's releasing UFOs.
I didn't see shit. When you were telling me you were seeing stuff, I didn't see shit.
Yeah, so when I was looking
Until later, but we'll get to that anyway.
Yeah, when I was looking at UFOs when I was 14, I didn't tell my brother, Ed, that more than half of it, because when I did call him, he would either fuck off or straight up he was not seeing him and to be directly in front of me. So that was really weird. And the reason I know
literally, I remember standing at the window, so I was probably about 15 when it happened as well. When you were saying that you saw, UFO and that, and I remember you saying it's right there, how can you not see it? And I was looking out the window and I was like, oh, I can't see shit. I literally couldn't see it. Never saw nothing for years. Never.
Exactly. Oh, really breathing like this because of fucking humidity today.
Yeah, it's a heat wave.
Hot as fuck heat wave.
Boiler.
Anyways, the reason I know for definite I was abducted in that house right here is because For one, the amount of UFOs I was seeing, swarms, I was seeing UFOs collide into each other, making one big ball of light. Seeing them come out, so there'd be one into three, I'd see maddest shit ever. And then one night, I woke up ready for school. Well, morning I woke up ready for school. I noticed the whole sheet, t-shirt, pajamas, pillowcase was covered in stains, and I've heard this was associated with alien abduction. It might have been maybe a few months ago, maybe a few years ago. There was a documentary I watched, or TV program, that
Sounds so fucked up.
Someone woke up with stains on them after seeing cracks outside the window, and it was a sign of an abduction. And at this time, I'm 14, I had no knowledge of UFOs, no interest in aliens.
Yeah.
My brain, if anything, we were brought up Catholic, and I wouldn't say we were religious, but I prayed and blessed my face, and was always led to believe is, Jesus Christ and
when
man,
you were young,
and man above a cloud.
Yeah, we were taught to believe that God, God do a Christian Catholic.
Is your phone around? Something coming up?
No, it's alright.
Yeah. So this came into my life out of the blue when I'm not fascinated by aliens, UFOs particularly. To be honest with you, if anything, it doesn't mean I talk about it, because I've talked about it better, beating a dead drum and over and over. But anyways, I woke up with stains on me, and it was a purple stain covered my pajamas and my sheet and my pillowcase. It was like a Rabina. I remember what I was saying. It was like a Rabina coloured, stain, and
there's a lot of picture as purple.
So that happened, and I knew. You know what? When I was 14, I was seeing that many UFOs. I can't even remember 90% of them. It was just they're all.
And UFOs as
Too
well,
many.
not stuff that can be considered an aeroplane or a helicopter, because
Yeah, aeroplanes, helicopters make sound. These
we know when you see a helicopter
disappearing in front of my fucking life, my eyes.
It's stuff colliding into each other. And,
Yeah.
I didn't see that stuff, but I know I heard about it.
And then
from you.
So yeah, when I was actually pointing them out to him, and I didn't tell him about nowhere near more than half of them, because he wasn't seeing them.
No.
And he wasn't, which is weird, wasn't it? Because
was,
I was pointing at him and I could see them, but he wasn't. So
eventually you stopped telling me about them, because
I
like you said, I wasn't seeing when you were telling me about them and calling me into the room when you were saying that there was UFOs outside or whatever. I swear on it, I couldn't see any.
There was like a force,
until years later I saw them.
Eyes, I don't know what they were.
I don't know what it was. Some sort of camouflage.
Did you have any paranormal experiences back then?
No, not only. I mean, I thought I saw ghosts when I was a kid, but
Right, yeah.
that was not anything to do with aliens. Well,
You can talk about that quickly.
But,
This is a short introduction. We're going to step of it next to you.
what are the ghosts?
Well, we've seen ghosts as well, yeah? I've only seen one, but we'll talk about it in depth of it next time.
Yeah, next time.
Move on to 18. So this is 4 years later. Exact same 8th. This has always happens around the 8th of June onwards.
Too hot.
I know, it's fucking bored and stuff. 8th of June, yeah. So the funny thing is, Ed started seeing UFOs first in Kipling, remember?
Yeah.
And I wasn't. So don't want to say that.
The first one I saw was the first one I ever really saw. Was it about what I would have been 19? I think 19 maybe.
19, 20.
And then, so this was about 8 or 9 years ago now. The first ones I started seeing was I caught a glimpse of something orange in the sky, like just for half a second. That was personally the first time I ever saw anything that could have been a UFO, and then ever since then, or
do you know how many you saw in that house?
Well, yeah, about 60, like 50, 60, somewhere between that.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds mad.
That's
crazy.
and that's stuff I consider to be like not a helicopter or a plane. That's just people can say weather balloons. This way, I don't know what I saw. I saw some weird shit flying across the sky. And
weather balloons, airplanes, helicopters, they don't disappear in front of your own eyes or maneuver like that.
Yeah. Like some. I haven't even got the craziest stories about it, but I've seen a lot.
What I will say is
for me, I've seen a lot, but I know literally Yeah.
Seen too many to remember.
You've seen way too many than me anyway.
Yeah, I started catching glimpses of UFOs, started seeing a few as well in that house. So 8th of June, I wake up one night in particular and see, so crazy as it sounds, and I know it sounds nutty and no people want to take the piss on me, whatever, but feel free to, whatever, I believe it, don't believe it, I don't care. Just telling my story. 18, I see what you'd call an extraterrestrial, an alien being, standing in the corner of my room. I wake up to it in fear. This lasts for about 5 seconds maybe. Paralysed, flat out. Yeah, I'll talk more in depth of that story into that one next time because it's going to be one through.
I mean,
3 weeks later, same thing happened, an abduction. Now, this one was slightly different. I woke up in a mist, whitest mist you could ever imagine, was something, an energy charging. But yeah, I'll dive into them ones because them ones are good to talk about. I'll talk about new ones in a separate video.
Also, I just want to get across that the stories we're talking about stories that happen to us, whether anyone wants to believe it or not.
That's what I'm saying. Speak a bit louder.
It's shit that actually happened. That's the first one to say louder. Shit that actually happened. Like, I don't give a. I kind of do care a little bit if people believe it because I feel like we're supposed to tell the fucking. I don't know. I feel like we're supposed to tell people that. Yeah, even though a lot of more people nowadays believe in UFOs and stuff, from what we've seen, we know they exist, and this is about. I don't know.
I mean, this whole book here is full of stories, which I'll be happy enough to talk about.
Whether you believe us or not, like, it doesn't. There's still stuff like.
Think of two gobshites. I don't honestly, you know what, whatever innit.
I mean, I'm a gobshite, but there's an extent to my gobshite.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway.
You know, everyone tells a few white lies here and there, but I mean,
I
don't even see the point.
We wouldn't waste our whole lives not telling anyone. If we wanted anything out, we would have tried to create. Like,
I can't give a fuck for a book. I can't give a fuck for
aliens and shit. Oh look, we would if we wanted anything out of it, we would have tried to make money off it, like saying that stuff. Wouldn't
yeah. While we started this channel, was for plain and simple. Really, is just get my story out there. So I've been bottling up for
and to find other people.
Nearly 15 years now, and it's to get my story out there to see if anyone can relate to me, and I can relate to someone because I've never met an abductee before. And I would love to converse with someone like that because I feel distant from the general public as it is. I know everyone's got the problems and stories. It's just, I don't feel related to the average person. And the last UFO you might be asking is when's the last time I saw some? And this is getting me more insensitive to really do this video actually today because what's the date today? It's Monday the 19th
of July. Saturday.
The 17th, 10:30 was the last encounter I had
PM,
with... PM was the last encounter I had with UFOs. Now, I live on my own. Dry map to humidity. I live on my own on a 20-story flat right at the top. I see 2 red UFOs. From the right, I'm on my balcony from the right. Actually, no. I was lying down on my bed and a big flash of white light lit up near enough the whole room, and I immediately got up to go on the balcony to see what was happening. It was like a strike of lightning, but it's a heat wave at the minute. It's what's the date again?
19th of July.
19th of July. It was unexplainable. I see 2 UFOs, red ones, manoeuvring through the sky. Went to the middle of, there's 2 opposite buildings next to me. Went to the middle of the buildings, dimmed all the way down like as if a light bulb would die and you could see the inner bulb. I saw the crafts. I've got really bad eyes, which I should be wearing my glasses now, but I'm not. But I saw the crafts disappeared in front of my eyes. To the right of me, I see another red UFO, and I'm thinking at this point there's loads in the sky. So I'm looking up and I'm looking left. As soon as I turn right again, gone, disappeared. I go inside, and I never ring Ed up at 10:30 at night, do I?
No.
Ever, unless it's like an emergency, but never really an emergency. This wasn't really an emergency, but it's just like when I see stuff, I like to tell it, you know. as soon as.
Especially when it comes to something that I know is, even though
Yeah.
to the extent I've not seen as much as you, but
I get excited when
but
I
I
see
know
stuff.
it's still. I
So I
know
can
it's
tell you
real.
because I don't want to just hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on the phone to him. I say what I've seen. Now this time, I see a green light. It's almost like I can describe it as if someone had like a laser pen scanning up the opposite building like that. Just go straight up. Didn't really think nothing of it at the time until I went back inside. Still had my phone to my brother. Still didn't think anything of it. Was that side of my sitting room over there? This green strain of light just shone right at me onto my chest there, and then I moved, and then it went on my arm, and I could see the the green strain of light, like almost like a laser pointer someone had at me. So out the window, went on the balcony, and I could not see anything out there that could cause all them what I saw that night, and it all happened within 10-15 minutes of the white light to the green laser pen, which I don't know what it was.
It's called laser pen for now.
So that's just a quick introduction of what's happened. You know, there's so many more stories that I'll dive into next time. I'm not sure it will.
No, it's not just. That's,
you know, it's just a quick run through.
I swear to whatever the hell you believe that what we're saying is true, man. We have no. I'm not even going to go and talk about lying because we have no reason to lie. But
there's no reason to lie.
It's so fucked up that the real truth is in front of people, but they don't know the real truth.
Yeah, I feel like the insensitive. I don't even know if that's a fucking right word, because straight up on don't want to admit it. But what I'll say is, on Saturday, and we were preparing to do this YouTube channel beforehand, but
oh god,
on Saturday I got the impression after I saw the stuff to even it was almost like an encouragement to do it more.
I was on the phone to you.
Spread the word.
That's the thing.
Sounds stupid. Oh, people need to start waking up in this modern day. I know the Pentagon's released UFOs thanks to Jeremy Corbell, who's been behind it. But there's just so many people out there that's going to be in for a shock.
I've known for years though, like so long. Like, people get told they're crazy, and they're automatically considered crazy because they're saying that.
I think the people that are crazy, the ones who don't believe there's not aliens out there. You think we're the only civilization here in the world? In the universe? Come on. People out there who actually believe that. Wake up, people. The only thing I'll say is look at the skies. Yeah? We're not the only civilization out there. I can promise you that I've seen them. I know I'll be getting called a liar. I know I'm going to get ridiculed for it. I know I'm going to get hate. I know I'm going to get trolls. I know you're going to be taking the piss out of whatever.
But what?
All I can say is the truth, and that is it. And it's the gospel truth. And if I'm lying, I'm making a whole show of myself, and I wouldn't do it. I mean, not at this bad. No. I probably made a show of myself.
Everyone's sick lie to carry on from since
15 years, right? Enough.
You're not crazier than anyone, so.
I think. Say anything else?
No, just we want to talk about what we've seen. Like there's way more. There's crazy shit that we've seen, and especially but there's stuff that I was there for, and
you can verify somewhat.
If I've only seen whatever I've seen, it's stupid shit compared to his, but it's still so compelling that.
That's what I'm saying.
From what I've seen crazy.
No, your stuff's
We're
going to talk more in depth in the following videos about the actual cases. We'll go into right into detail like this was just a quick timeline.
We don't know
what's happened, and we're learning while we go because this is the first video we've done. So don't expect it to be amazing and 5-star.
Give us a fucking like and stuff like and
fucking like it, mate. Subscribe.
We don't want anything. We're just trying to talk and find people. I want to be part of I want to talk to people that this has also been happening to.
This is a journey of enlightenment. I want to understand it more myself, and not just that. I want to hear people's stories and
tell us
real people.
Tell us what you've been through and seen.
Even fake stories. I mean, just for a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I encourage the real. The key to real, the most real, would be the ones that are consistent and do not. The small things that is consistent is the key to the truth. Because liars I have to remember all them lies and eventually will slip. But people who are telling the truth, seeing it with their own pupils, will near enough remember it. It's 99.9% of it. There might be a few little bits that they're leaving out or whatever.
Yeah,
Just seeing that much. But
what
near enough is something
we're not talking about now, we'll talk about in the future, but the stuff that you think, the stuff that crazier, that we'll say that sounds way crazier than we've talked about. And just because you haven't witnessed it yourself, don't just rule it out.
Exactly.
The world is too, yeah, I'm just... Okay.
Wake up, people. Look at the skies.
Listen and make your own minds up.
Research yourselves. Like, subscribe, do all that good shit.
Share it everywhere. Fucking... If you think we're crazy, just fucking...
End it soon.
Yeah, that's it, really, you know.
Alright, like and subscribe, and then next time we'll go into more detail about this fucking box.
Yeah.
Subscribe, people!
Right.
That's it, yeah.
I think we got the gist of what we wanted to do.